Murdock's been pretty reactive with other kids and other dogs, and I just want him to be able to be controlled, take him out in public without having to worry about any of that.
So with kids and other dogs, that's out on the street, like when you're walking him on a leash, right?
Yeah.
So if you were to take him out to a busy place right now, he'd be pretty excited. And does he bark at people and other dogs or kids?
He'll growl at little kids.
That's just probably when they run up to him, though. Like they probably want to pet him because he's so cute, and he gets a little bit nervous from that.
Even when they're just across the street, they don't have to be close to him.
So he'll see different distractions and growl or bark.
Yeah.
He definitely pulls. He wants to go over there, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But with other dogs, if they get too close, he'll growl and bark.
Okay. So he gets really easily overexcited.
Yeah. And even when he hears my neighbor's dogs through the walls or the front door, he'll react.
Yeah. Yeah. And what else is there? Are those the main things, or is there anything else?
Just some compulsive stuff like sniffing, and housebreaking.
Yeah.
He does some jumping sometimes when he gets excited.
Jumping on you?
Yeah, like when he sees me grabbing his leash and we're about to go for a walk, he'll jump up on me.
What about when you come through the front door, like if you come home?
He's usually crated. He doesn't really react. He's good.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, other than that, he's an awesome dog.
All right, thanks.
Oh, I want him to relax on command. I think we've been working on that.
You want him to do what?
Relax on command.
Relax on? You mean like downstay or sit?
Yeah, like if I say relax, he'll just calm down. He gets a bit impulsive and excited when we play.
Yeah. So so that's good. So you play with him and he gets out of control.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
So you'd like for him to be able to play with you without getting out of control and getting obnoxious, so to speak.
Yeah.
Okay. Good.
What else? When we do play, sometimes I don't know if it's just a puppy thing, but he'll nip at my hands.
So when he gets excited, he starts play biting.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Very good. Sit. We always have Murdock sit before we come out, and we step out first to make sure that he's really calm in this area now instead of pulling you in and out of the front door. So you have him sit, you step away, you step through the boundary outside, you come back next to him, and then and he walks with you through the threshold, through the boundary, and make sure that he's really not pulling you. And you might have to slow down. Of course, then you have to do a little left turn to close the door if you're by yourself. But you might have to slow down there at the threshold because so many dogs are used to pulling their owners through and really racing through, especially on the way out to the walk, and we're taking a walk now. But this is the way we always start the walk. The training starts on the inside of your front door when you clip the leash on him. He doesn't go through that front door unless he does it this way. And if you have to reset him a few times to get him to have self-control and calm down before you go through that front door, you have to do that. Because the goal is to get out on the street and he's calm, because from your front door to the sidewalk, you're making him wait and teaching him to wait and think. And then your walk is a much easier situation because he starts the walk in a calm manner, in the zone, so to speak, and not dragging you out, and then you hit the street and he sees his first distraction, he goes over the top and has an episode. So that's what we don't want to happen anymore. So you always start the walk just like this. We're going to walk through the yard. We got a gate there. We're going to continue on the outside of the gate, and you'll see how we take him back out on the street. Okay. Sit. So he sits at the gate, we open it up. Always have him sit before you open the boundary, whether it's a gate or door, because it's harder for him to stay seated if he's seated and you open the door. So make it as hard as possible, because then he'll have higher level of skills. Okay, so he waited for me. And of course I'm by myself, so I'm going to do another little left turn here. Close that gate. And notice if he tries to pull ahead of me, I'm just doing they're just little taps. It's like tapping the brakes, just like that. You're not jerking, popping, you're not correcting. You're just kind of tapping the brakes like that. And then here we have the curb. We're gonna have him sit at this first curb here. Really, the walk hasn't started yet. And I always do this walk around sit stay at the curb. And maybe he'll make a mistake here because there are some distractions behind the camera person. But that's okay, you don't have to show it. If he does pop up, let's pretend that he popped up here at the curb. Okay, so let's pretend that was a mistake and he popped up. You'd say no, you'd step into him and just reset him, and then do it again and insist that he finish this little part of that walk successfully, where you walk around in both ways like this. And if you want to give him a treat, that's okay. I've already phased the treats out good for this part, because actually after the first couple weeks, for these types of things where you're about to release him to free time for something that's fun for him to do, you're not going to need the treats for very long, because the reward for doing all this is that he gets to cross the street and be free and have his walk and get to pee and walk around and sniff and all that kind of stuff. So now we're going to, okay, cross the street, always in training mode. And he had to hop across that water there. Make sure that he stays next to you and doesn't pull you. And he's always going to want to rush across the street. So make sure that you walk slower. And see, all I'm doing is just tapping the leash like that. If he wants to, if he does want to pull, sit. And then on the other side, we're going to start our walk. He sits with your right hand, pat his chest and say, go. And then he's free. Then you get to start the walk. And show Murdock now. Come. This is what we do when a dog's coming to us. And see how the dog gets closer. And then wait till they start coming our way again, and then show Murdock. So, all right, so the dog's coming our way, even closer now. Show Murdock. He's staring. Come. Don't wait for him to stare and bark. Call him to come. Show the dog. Right there. Coming our way. Show Murdock. Come. And see, he starts to get excited, but still, if you back away and you call him to come, there's no tension on the leash. He's choosing to come my way. Can you see all of this? Good. And he has no interest in the reward, but worst case scenario, you see how the leash is loose? Come. Call him back to you. Good, and he'll get a reward. And that was a tough one for Murdock. He was really attracted to that little dog. But see, that's like worst case scenario. You get surprised by a dog coming straight at you. And I would have started calling him Murdock away right when he first started getting interested, when the dog was like maybe 20 yards away, and not waited till the dog was 20 feet away. But I just wanted to show you worst case scenario. The dog's still there. So come, as the dog walks away, you call Murdock away from that distraction as it walks away. Get as many repetitions as you can out of that distraction. Come. And he may not even take the treats, but finish it up with sit. If he gets really excited like that, finish it up with a sit stay with his back to the distraction. And he may keep looking back, but at least you end that whole interaction with a calm sit stay. Remember, the dogs always remember how it ends. And you could even do down. So at the end of an exciting interaction like that, of any kind on the street, when that distraction passes, make sure you get them back into calm, focused mode like that. Oh, good. And then continue on with your walk. Okay. Sit. Go. You start the walk, Just make sure that there's never any leash tension. And so if you're standing still, for example, and he tries to pull, just do that. It's just a little, like almost like a little tap, like a little signal. You're never, going like that, and you're not doing this and restraining, because if you have a tight leash and you're restraining, somebody may have told you earlier on to hold them close like this. That causes stress. That causes leash aggression. Causes everything that you don't want. So never a tight leash. Communicate with taps and your body. See, if I just do one tap, he's going to come my way. I don't even have to say the command. I can just do a tap, and he comes my way. If I back away, hey, right here. You want a treat? Look, right here. Good boy. So, no tight leashes, and of course, come is what you want to do. Good. If he starts pulling, and for some reason there is some big distraction that he's really excited about. But in general, when you're just having that walk and you want a relaxing walk, you keep that leash loose and you just tap it. Make sure it stays like this, and all it is just one hand. This hand is for the reward. This hand is for the leash. Left hand leash, got your hand through the loop. There's no way to lose the leash or let go. There's no way for him to get away. And then you just take the walk like this. And let him have, most of the time is going to be free time unless you see a distraction, in which case you're going to say, come. Good. Get control of him. Get him out of there if you think you have to, if the distraction is too extreme for him to be calm around. Okay. Turn left, do a circle. At the end of that circle, sit. Okay, walk about 10 feet or so. Turn left, your body does all the work, the leash stays loose. At the end of the circle, sit. Okay, I'm gonna do a couple more. And sometimes you have to swing wide. If you can swing off the sidewalk a little bit, sit. And see how his butt's still going out that way. That's why we do these, okay, because at the end of the circle, if you say sit, then that one is much better. It brings his butt back next to you. He had a bad habit, which a lot of dogs have. When he first came to me, I'd tell him to sit, and he'd turn his butt that way to face me. But when you say sit and you're walking in a certain direction, he needs to stay right next to you and pointing in the direction you're walking. I'm going to do it one more time. Okay. Left circle, all the way around. At the end of that circle, sit. And see that thing, that problem's almost gone, but still he turns out a little ways. But if you're doing a circle and you end on the last part of that circle, no. His butt is going to be a lot straighter, and you'll see if you keep practicing this, that will just get better and better over time. And that's a great exercise for teaching a dog to walk next to you and not pull. And that's why we do this every day. And after he's back home with you again, you should do this every day as well. Even if you just do it 6 or 8 times like I just did, it just takes you a minute and a half. Every day you'll see he's going to get a little bit better. And he barely pulls now at all after all this training, but he should keep getting better. And it's just a great exercise for your sit as well, and to stop him from pulling all the time. Okay. Sit. Good. 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 Good boy. He's not taking treats today, so I'm not giving him treats. He's already eaten, but you see, we don't need treats anymore because he's done this so much. And after a few weeks, you won't have to give him treats either, especially for sits. But those consecutive sits, they slow him down from pulling like he used to do so much. Also, you notice we're right next to a wall because he's still at that point where he'll sit sideways like that. So if you use a wall or a curb, if you have a place where you can walk and there's a curb there on your left, he won't fall off the curb, so he'll sit straight for that as well. But you're molding that new sit by using the things around you, walls, curbs, so that he can't turn out like that, and that's why you see we're going to do one more without the wall. Okay. Sit. Why his sit is mostly straight now because of the way we've been doing this, and also the left-hand circles that you saw in the other clip. Okay. Murdock up to the person that we're going to greet. Sit. We have him sit. And we step away from him. We give the new person some sort of great treat. He's done this every day, so mostly out here, so he's very accustomed to this routine. So for him, it's no big deal. So we come back. He stays in a sit stay. I pat his chest and say, "Go say hi." The person just gives him a treat. Come. Good. And he may or may not take it. We're using the Natural Balance dog training treats, but he's really sit. He's really partial to chicken breast. That's been working a lot lately. And with because of his issues meeting people before, I think you said that he actually bit somebody, bit your nephew, I think. You want them to have something really special. So hot dogs, cheese, chicken breast, and all you're gonna do is send Murdock over in the same little routine now and let him, you still have some, and let him just take that gift out of your nephew's hand and anybody else that's new. So step over, give the person the chicken breast, let's say chicken breast. They stay there, they don't move towards you. And then pat his chest and say, "Go say hi." They take a treat. Come. You call him to come. Good. He's not taking these treats, I know, but let's pretend he's taking the chicken breast. Sit. Let's pretend this is a high value reward and he's taking them. I always throw in, just to keep him at a higher level of focus, throw in a sit stay as well, like this. And then send him over again. Go say hi. Come. And this time, now he decided he was going to eat that piece of Natural Balance, sort of, kind of. Maybe just lick it, and he left it on the ground. So come, he comes to me, good. Don't grab the leash, okay, and back up a little bit more. Sit. So you see him grabbing the leash, but a regular person is just going to go like this. Just let Murdock accept a gift. You call him back to come. You're orchestrating this whole thing. Makes the dog feel much safer if you're calling the shots. He's done this dozens of times now. You're going to practice whenever you can with people. Practice with people he knows really well first. That would be better before you add, well, the one really trigger person would be your nephew. So practice with people he's comfortable with first, or more comfortable with at least, and don't reintroduce your nephew for a couple of weeks until he's had a bunch of these at your place, and we'll practice this at your house as well. Nope. And he's going to get distracted by things on the street, so you just say no, and you reset him and put him back. Of course, I wouldn't be talking this much if we were doing a real greeting routine, but just make sure that he's staying there, he's waiting for you. Give the chicken to come back, he's waiting for you to go, send him over. He takes a treat, that person doesn't pet him yet. You say, come. As soon as he takes the treat, good, you have a treat on this end, chicken breast as well, step into him, have him sit. And even if you just do this with random people, just 3 times, it's really going to help. Just a little bit every day, and the different people that he meets, and the more different people in different places that he does this with, the more he's going to generalize and just be completely fine with meeting people. And then go, if he's just relaxed, then that person can just hang out, he can get petted, like Taylor's going to pet him, and give him, and then you walk over and give that person more chicken breast, and then you hang out just for a minute. He gives the dog more and pets him a little bit more, and that's how, in a couple of weeks, that's what will be happening. But if you think that there's any stress, that he's getting nippy or anything like that, come, you do your recall, good boy, and call him away from that person. You always have that just in case for some reason he's getting stressed out or somebody touched him the wrong way. That will just call him away immediately, and you'll get him out of trouble by doing that, just in case you maybe go too far too soon with somebody. Okay, bud, let's go. Sit. We always have Murdock sit before we come in the house, and of course you should do this as well. Every time you go in and out of your front door, it's a little mini training exercise. He waits, you step in or you step out, either way. He waits till you come back. He only walks through with you. Don't ever call him to you because you'll destroy the sit stay, and then he's way more likely to race after you if you ever have to go out and the door's open. So he waits, okay. And if he tries to rush through, just slow down there for a while. You can tell he's way less, racing through that doorway. I did a little left turn there to close it, and then we're going to go straight to this mat exercise that we do every day. See how I just do a series of left turns? Sit to arrange him for wherever I want him to be. Always turn into him. And it's a great way to manage him wherever you go. The leash stays loose that way, and it's a very dominant body language to step into him instead of turning right and pulling him around, which will make him pull away from you, of course. So you want to keep that leash loose. You want to turn into him whenever you can. And then he sits, you say, go to your mat, and then down. And he's smelling another dog that we just did this with, but usually he'll go straight down. And do you see what I did? He didn't respond. I didn't repeat it. Never repeat a command. All I did was I just did this on the leash. I don't even think I really applied much pressure on the leash, and he went down. All he knows when you do that is that he heard the command once and he ended up doing that. And you'll see he gets better and better as time goes on with that DOWN command. Nope. So with this exercise, you want to make sure that he really waits respectfully, non-reactively, while you put it on the mat and withdraw. So I'm going to do it to the side so you can see it. Good. You see how he stayed like 4 or 5 inches away from my hand? Respectfully waiting until I place it on the mat and withdraw. If he's trying to take it out of your hand, if he's jumpy, if he's excited, this exercise won't help you, because this is really about putting him in a calm state of mind and keeping him there for 5 minutes or so. So I usually do this for about 5 minutes. And you do just basic stuff that you would do when you're practicing with a downstay anywhere. Good. Always say good as he takes it, because if you say good the moment he takes that reward, that word gets pretty special to him. And then when you don't have treats, which will be increasingly out there, at least, you can always use treats for this exercise, but out there, when you call him to come or you need him to do something, you say good and you pet him, he's going to probably think he got a treat because of the way you reward him on this mat. So once again, it's like this. You place it. If he gets too close, you say no and pull back. He needs to wait respectfully. No. Good, just like that. So I've walked around him a couple times, and I'm going to drop the leash and do some bigger circles. Always go around both ways. And he's funny about these natural balance treats. He's one of the only dogs that I've known that isn't crazy about it. He's more a chicken breast kind of dog, but we're still going to pretend like he wants these. Good. And he'll eat them when he feels like it. Oh, he ate that one, but he didn't eat the last one. But anyway, just pretend he's taking these treats. So now I'm going to do something that's more difficult. I'm going to go in the back of the house. I'm going to close this hallway door and knock on it. Before I do that, I'm going to remind him down. Go back here, knock on the door pretty vigorously. You stayed there, so come back. Always come back and reward him from in front. Good. I'm going to walk in the back of the house past the camera here, way back here. I'm actually trying to make him make a mistake way back here to the back of the house. You can't see me and coming back. It's okay if he turns around to look at you, but you don't want him turning his body. But that was perfect. So he's waiting calmly and respectfully for me to come back. He knows you're always going to come back in front of him and reward him the same way, no matter where you go. Good, no matter what you do. And then, see, there's a bunch of things you can do, obviously. Your house is different than my house. There's different hallways, different places you can go, different things you can do. Here we have just the basic doorways, you know, in the front door, which is the biggest trigger. So we're going to do the things here at the front door, which you could do at your house too. So if you're ever going to do something that you think is difficult for him to handle, you should remind him down before you do it. So I'm going to go outside, knock on the door. I'm a crazy knock that most people won't even do it like that. And then he stays there. Good. And reward him. Now we'll try a little bit more. Down. Go to the window here. Good. That was very good. That's hard to do. Good. So notice that. And somebody went out the back door, so that's why he's triggered by that. Notice that when I come back, I calmly reward him. It's all about how you deliver that reward. The whole idea is that he stay calm and that he comes out of this exercise being a little bit calmer every day. It's only going to happen that way if you're calm. He's only going to be as calm as the person that he is that is doing this exercise with him. So now we're going to throw everything at him, down, knocking on the door, hanging on the windows, mail flap, and doorbell. Good. So those are all the most common triggers for a dog inside their front door. Good, excellent. So you want to continue variations of this at your house. You see what he's already capable of doing now, and he'll just get better as long as you follow these rules of doing this exercise. The whole idea is that every time you do it, he ends on a success. If he were to get up, so he didn't make any mistakes, but if he were to get up, let's say he got up when I went outside, you come back in, you stay calm, you say no, you pick up this leash, put him down like that. He'll go right back down, do it again. If he's left the mat and he's here waiting for you wherever you go and you say no, you get that, you do a left turn like this, step on the leash and put him back every time. We had somebody come back in through the back door, so there's extra distractions here. And he ate that last treat there. I'm gonna let him, he turned a little bit sideways because that wasn't me doing that, that was somebody else unexpectedly, so we're gonna leave this here. He still stayed there, but you want him, see this is more of a mistake, so this is a no. Okay. So you wanna, when you're doing this exercise, sit, go, down. You want to make sure that you control the environment, make sure nobody else is in the house coming and going, especially when you're first starting this, and so that you can control the distractions. And maybe later, you can get somebody, once he's good with all this stuff, you can't do anything to trigger him, good. Maybe later you can get somebody else to do extra stuff. But that's how you would reset him, put him back. You always end on a success. So he sees a fly, he's really big into insects, but still, nope, so that's a mistake. Nope, I don't care what's going on. He's got to stay here. You put him back. So he's doing so well, and it was a little teeny fly that finally made him make a mistake. So he needs to stay there and really end this the right way. You always end on a success. And I'm just going to do a little walk around, down, stay. And then I'm going to stand next to him. This is the only way he ever gets off the mat with you. Okay, lead him off, have him sit. We're gonna give him a little free moment outside. Always do the doorways like this. You control the boundaries, you control his life and his mind. Okay, and then on the outside, sit. That's the calm zone. On the outside or the inside is where you have him sit and release him to be free. Go. So we're about to get surprised by a dog from behind us. I'm going to show you what we do when we see a dog. It's coming, where is that coming from? He knows where it is. Oh, there it is, come! So you need to call him away from distractions on the street. he's not into these dog treats, but I'm doing them with these treats just because it'll be so much easier if you have something he's interested in. But see how this dog just showed up, there's no craziness, no barking, come! And I can easily call him away. Here, bud. Good boy. And that was an empty hand, by the way. In an emergency, if there's no time to grab your chicken breast or your cheese, whatever you're using, hot dog, just pretend like you have it. He'll still come away. As you can see, all this practicing with him every day, practicing calling him away from other dogs. Can you see the other dog in the shot? It's greatly desensitized him to seeing a dog in the street. We are not having that crazy lunatic barking and pulling and wanting to go over to the dog anymore. He's staring, come, but you can easily just call him away, move on with your walk, like, you know, get out of the way. This dog showed up out of nowhere. He doesn't know this dog. We've never practiced with this dog before. And you see how much calmer he is. And he's ready. He's ready. See how he'll come away from the dog just without me saying anything? That's the pattern we practiced over and over again last month, calling him away from a whole bunch of different dogs and other distractions. So now that's becoming the pattern. So you have to keep doing this once he comes back to you so that this pattern gets even stronger. He's really close to just seeing another dog on the street or any distraction, and before you can even say coming back to you. And that's what we're shooting for, is that you don't even have to do that anymore. He just keeps coming back to you, and all you have to do is just, good boy, just love him up when he does the right thing. Just love him up, because that pattern is ready to happen. If you just back away like this, good boy, love him up. But still use rewards out there, because that's his big thing, was going nuts out on a walk with other dogs when they would just show up. So always carry those high value rewards with you, at least for the next month after he comes home, because we want to make sure that that behavior never comes back. And so once I'm not there, it's just you and him back on those same old streets again. You need to keep doing this so that never comes back, because you don't want him to relapse, because he'll do it with me there, and we have practice at your house several times already, but over time he could relapse if you're not doing what I'm doing here. So the two rules though are, come, no staring. If he's staring, call him back anyway, even though he's not doing anything wrong, he's just staring, because staring can lead to aggression again. And then no more tight leashes. You notice throughout all these videos, I'm never doing this. The leash is never tight. Leash tension plus staring can lead to aggression. It will with him. So come, good boy. Here we are. Oh, look, there's another dog. Come, big dog. Good. Maybe big dogs are a bit more of an attraction for Murdock. Come. See how I'm walking him into the situation, which you won't be doing, but I just want to show you. Come. Good, how easy it is. If you get surprised, like right in front of you, that car wants to come past. You get surprised right in front of you, a dog comes. Come. Don't let him stare though. Keep calling him away. But see how the leash is still loose? He'll only go so far. And keep in mind, he doesn't want these treats, so I'm basically doing this with no reward. So you're going to be using high value rewards. And I recommend on your walks when you're going to see other dogs, your long walks, don't feed him till after that walk, because, come on bud, hey, the dog's over there. If he's, at least at first, if he's a little bit extra motivated because he's a little extra hungry and you have chicken breast, that just helps establish that new pattern. The appropriate response to another dog helps establish that at a deeper level. And then later on it won't matter. As you can see in these videos, just after a month, he's gone from super aggressive, seeing a dog on the leash, to he's more interested in bugs. Good boy. Oh, now he took the treat. No, then he drops it and he sort of like licks it. So anyway, yeah, use hunger as your ally, use high value rewards, and you'll see probably just in a couple more weeks after I'm off the scene and you're doing this with him, he's going to be so much better than he is even now. But he's pretty non-reactive, and if he is reactive, he gets over it very quickly, as you can see. And don't let him stare though. Come. Always call him away if he starts to stare, because even though he probably wasn't going to do anything, good boy, You just don't want him to stare, and every time he's staring, you call him away. It just makes that pattern of him breaking away automatically stronger in him, and you'll see he just starts breaking away from that dog before you even call him to come. Okay, buddy.